We have a gap, a huge gap, a massive gap between our veterinary services, the functions they deliver for society, and how we pay for that. And to give you an idea of this gap, we're talking about $2.3 billion per year to bring those services at the level of our standards. 2.3 billion, that's pretty big. But if you compare that to 300 billion, that's what we estimate we lose every year because of animal diseases, then it's not that much. We're talking about, what, 1%?
Hi Frank, how are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you doing?
I'm pretty good. The sun is shining outside, and
right.
I think we've had a really good week at the general session.
Intense.
But really good conversations at the forum, and I have to say that I'm always a bit sad when the general session ends, because we say goodbye to our members, and it's nice to have them in Paris for a week.
True that. That was good.
And not only our members, our experts, of course.
As well. Thanks for that.
What do you think we're talking about investing in animal health this year at the general session and the forum?
We're talking about that because we have a gap, a huge gap, a massive gap between our veterinary services, the functions they deliver for society, and how we pay for that. And to give you an idea of this gap, we're talking about $2.3 billion per year to bring those services at the level of our standards. 2.3 billion, that's pretty big. But if you compare that to 300 billion, that's what we estimate we lose every year because of animal diseases, then it's not that much. We're talking about, what, 1%?
Well, I wanted to go a bit further than that because I think it was very interesting the other day during your presentation where you presented, in fact, that the livestock economy was worth 1 trillion. And so if you divide on a calculator, 1 trillion divided by 2.3 billion, you're at less than 0.2%. And so really, can we not find that 0.2%?
Especially if we consider that working on animal health and welfare is about de-risking the livestock sector. So it's to secure this trillion. By the way, 1 trillion is a big figure. And if you translate that into seconds, it's, what was that? 30,000 years.
Oh my gosh.
That's what you would live if you live 1 trillion seconds. So it's a huge number. That's the value of the livestock sector.
And I think if we're talking about numbers, I think one number that we also like to give is that there's 1.3 billion people that depend on livestock for their livelihoods. And that corresponds to 1 out of 6 in the world today.
Exactly. Most often they are part of the poorest on this planet.
And so they deserve a bit more.
Absolutely.
In the technical item, we identified a potential financing framework that the members could think about. And so I guess I'd like you to help everyone understand the economics around animal health and how does that offer solutions for investment?
Yeah, the way we try to rethink, because we've been talking about a gap, and it's not just to fill the gap, but it's how we're going to fill the gap. And so we have to shift completely the way we think about financing animal health services. The way we've approached that is to look at the goods and benefits that we get from animal health and welfare. And clearly there are global public goods. As we were talking, there's an outbreak of Ebola, there was antivirus recently on the news, and we all suffered from COVID-19. So we know this global good value of animal health. But there's also local public goods provided by animal health and welfare, and there's private good. When we treat a cow, the farmer gets the benefit, and all of those that work along the value chain. So it would be only fair that those benefiting would contribute to that. So it's not just public good.
And what I thought was really interesting, because as part of the technical item that we developed for the members and in preparing the forum, we did take the time to interview a large number of WOAH membership from the 5 regions, because there is in fact a lack of literature on this topic. But we also took the time to interview a whole series of private stakeholders and investors. And what we did determine was that there is a lot of interest and willingness to invest in the sector because of the issue of it de-risks their business.
Absolutely.
So it's win-win.
Absolutely, and so beyond the theory and the framework that we put, there's a lot of experience and practice, and I think with time we will see more of those examples. And we've heard this week through panel discussions that what we propose as already real life solutions in action in various countries.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting during the forum discussions, be it the high-level panels with the ministers, but also the delegates who were talking about experiences, the increasing threats that are affecting the industry and economies are bewildering. We've had huge outbreaks this year, and I think I'd encourage everyone to read the WOAH because it really talks in detail about those specific threats and the impacts on the communities and on the industry, and why it's important to address them. And so I think there really is a need to have a greater concerted effort across whole of government and with the private sector in order to ensure that we are able to fulfil the functions of veterinary authorities worldwide.
Indeed, it's that puts I think our technical item into perspective. It shows the emergency, the urgency that we have to shift the way we finance animal health. I think it's a good start next Monday when all of us we're back on our daily duties and daily jobs. To use this sense of urgency and start building our coalitions. This is not a technical item as the other ones in the sense that it's a bit technical but very political, and I think it will take a lot of change management to move the needle and change the landscape.
I thought it was also very interesting as part of our interviews, we spoke to a large number of investors. And so not only do we have to change the behaviour and the thinking of veterinary authorities, but also those who are on the other side of the continuum. And so I think this is something that was very interesting, that we often assume that everyone's aware about the challenges and the impacts of animal health across the industry. But in fact, investors are very unaware, and there is really need to create this awareness.
It was a big surprise to me, honestly, when we had all these interviews, and I was expecting more literacy on both sides, but there's obviously a blind spot, and we need to work on that.
But I think, and I hope, because in a couple of hours, you've got a watch on, the members will adopt the resolution, and I think that offers a really strong message to WOAH members, to WOAH itself, but also the partners to really think about what needs to be done in a concrete way. And there are really practical solutions that can be put into place as of next Monday when our members go back to their countries.
Absolutely. So, Emily, what's one takeaway you hope people leave this forum with?
That animal health is a strategic investment. Actually, it's one of the best investments you can have with an 1 to 86% return? It's not bad.
Indeed. Thank you.
What do you
that
have?
was good.
What are you going to take away? Actually, when you go back to Senegal next week.
Dakar.
But you'll be in contact with your colleagues in Washington. What would you say to the AJ Bungay from the World Bank? What would you say to the President of the World Bank?
That it was a really important topic that we touched upon. That it's everybody's responsibility. And let's take our share. So we'll do our share.
It was really nice working together.
Likewise. Thank you. Is that okay?